Everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Brian. Please ignore that crow. He didn't start up till I tried to start this video. Anyway, today we're going to be working on my 2012 VW Touareg TDI. I figure it's time to change that lifetime transmission fluid. I don't think a lifetime's quite up yet. It's got 143,000 miles on it. I've heard it recommended you should change this fluid and filter at about 100,000 miles, so we're a little late. So let's get after it. It would be pretty sweet to have a 4-post lift to do this job on. Unfortunately, I don't. So we're gonna go old school. Trust our lives to some non-recalled Harbor Freight jack stands. My driveway slopes a little bit, so I'm gonna make the assumption that this piece of trim on the car is somewhat level, kind of belly pan thing. Rocker panel, something under here is level. So we're between the lines. That should be good enough. Next up, gotta get that belly pan off. That's a combination of T25s and 10mm hex bolts. Your car may or may not be missing most of them or the entire belly pan, hard to tell. I have most of them, fortunately. The internet tells me this is a 5mm hex. It's correct so far. Tells me to go ahead and drain, pull the drain plug. And let whatever's going to drain out. In the meantime, there's this metal brace that holds the belly pan. There's a 10mm nut over here on the side, which I've already loosened. I need to take out. I guess it is a nut. And that should allow this brace somehow to come out of here. Alright, so it doesn't look like it's going to come out unless we split it in the middle. A little finagling, it'll come out of there. Let that drain a little while before we take the inner plug out. Maybe we won't create as much of a mess. And so that brace doesn't appear to want to come out, so we'll just let it hang there. It shouldn't be in the way. So next up, inside this hole should be another 5mm hex, and that should be a little tube. And that's going to let the rest of this transmission fluid become unleashed. And so now we'll let that ooze for a while. Actually, I guess while that's occurring, we can be popping these 10mm bolts loose on the pan. So that's probably good enough for now. Put the plug back in. Doesn't need to be tight, just to keep it from dripping. And then we'll probably have to get a flex socket to get to the front 10mm bolts. So up here at the front, underneath this cross member, there are some holes. Looks like you can get on these through those holes. They come out pretty easy. They probably can be conceivable. Pain to get back in, at least to get started. I'm going to put one of these back in right there. So the rest of these are loose. So theoretically, this should just pop off here. Oh yeah. I'm going to take a pry bar here through the front where I can just get on the edge of the pan. And there we go. And once I pull this off, it's just going to drip everywhere from everything. So let me see if I can ease this down. That brace is pretty unfortunate. There might be a way to get that out of there, but I think we're too late now. All right, I'm gonna go get this pan out of here, and I'm just gonna let that drippy drop for a while. So in order to do this change, I bought this kit from Blau Parts. It has 9 quarts of this Ravenol ATF. Comes with a filter, gasket, and appears to be a drain plug O-ring. So while it drips, we'll go ahead and get this gasket out of here, clean the pan, and get that kind of preset on the pan. Appears as though that's the filter kit part number, because if you wanted to buy it separate. There's the gasket. Also comes with the spacers to go in it, so we don't need to save the old ones. We should be able just to peel this gasket off here. These are magnets in the bottom of the pan. I guess you just clean them off best you can. Require anything to be put on it. It should just kind of stick itself on here. And these little anti-crush sleeves. I guess in theory you could probably even reuse the old gasket and the old ones, but when you buy the kit you might as well use it, especially as much as it costs. back up under the car, there should be 4 10mm bolts that hold the filter on. And this should just pull out and unleashes some more goo. And rumor has it there's quite possibly an O-ring that's going to stay up there, so you want to get that out. The new filter should have one. There's already an O-ring installed on the new filter, so it should just pop right up in there. And it does. I'm just going to run these in. The torque spec for this is 7 foot-pounds. I went ahead and brought the pan back. I cleaned off the rail. At least get a couple bolts started in this. Stop the dripping. These will all also get torqued, but for right now I'm just going to run them in. That little metal sleeve should stop you from crushing the pan too. The torque spec for the pan bolts is also 7 foot-pounds. Come on. You could probably do them in a crisscross method. All right, I'm gonna get this stupid bracket put back on here, and then we'll come back and start filling. If you're watching this video, you're probably aware you need to fill this transmission from the bottom. So I have this tool here. I actually got to do the DSG service on my wife's All-Track, and it comes with various fittings that'll connect to this quick connect. I'm hoping this is the right one. Don't want to screw in easy, but it's the only metric one in the kit, so it should work. So I'll need to go ahead and fill up the filler. This funnel may look like hell, but I did thoroughly clean it. So I'm assuming I can probably get 2 or 3 quarts or liters in here at a time. It's an interesting bottle. I'm gonna have to figure that out. So I managed to get enough fluid in there that I think that's enough. Next, you take your little overflow green plug and you screw it up in there. You're gonna screw that in there till it stops. You don't want to go crazy and break that thing off. Once the drain plug's in, it's not like it can fall out. And then I took the M10x1 ATF adapter from that kit, because I don't know what other thread this could be. Appears to be correct one. I didn't want to go in real easy. Alright, that looks like as far as that's going to go. So then you take your fluid pump. I managed to get this thing full. It's just 2.5 quarts maybe. And go ahead and pump it up. And then you can open the valve and it should start pushing fluid up into the pan over the green overflow and just fill the pan up. And you can kind of see the level through the side. I've found, at least with the DSG, there's no sense getting in a hurry. It's just going to take its own sweet time to get in there. Plus, we need to probably put 5 to 7 quarts in before we do anything. All right, there's that load. Now we'll go back and refill. So meanwhile, while the fluid is being pumped in, I need to go ahead and connect. Use my OBD11 dongle and connect through the diagnostic port to the vehicle. So as I was saying, I'll go to OBD11 and see if it can connect. Sometimes I use this is the OBD11-2 on my phone anyway. Sometimes this can be problematic, and it takes it a little while. Oh my God! So now, guess what? So sometimes this can be problematic, such as today. We need to do some updating, so we'll do that, and then we'll wait. Now let's see if it can connect. As I said, sometimes this takes a while. So I don't really want to scan, I want to go to control units. I'm going to go to transmission. I want to do live data. I want to do transmission fluid temperature. Okay, it should give me a number. It's 33C. I want to start the vehicle and then I want to run it through the gears. So here goes. I mean, I can put it in S, but same as drive. This should allow, in theory, fluid to circulate everywhere it needs to circulate. You can see my crappy backup camera. If anybody knows the solution to that, let me know. All right, we're gonna go back to park. We need that between 35 and 40, and I suspect we're gonna need to pump in a lot more fluid. Yep. Do you need to go through this way? Okay. What? I mean, it's probably going to be an hour. You starving? You have plans? Wings? If you can hear me, now we take out this adapter, throw in the drain plug, just do it hand tight. So it's been a few weeks and I feel like I really didn't cover the end part of checking the fluid level, and my microphone died, etc. So I feel like it's probably a little bit overfull. So I have the vehicle back in the driveway. I just have the rear end jacked up enough to get a level. So I'll do the same procedure again, connect with a OBD11 dongle, get it up to about 40C, and then we'll pull the plug back out of the trans, let it drip a little more, and then I think we'll be done. We just hit 35C on the transmission fluid temperature. The range is 35 to 45, so let me see if I can reach this drain plug. It's like a pretty steady stream coming out for now, so we're probably a little bit over full. But let's see if that slows down to a steady drip. All right, so now we're at 39C and it's dripping, so it's not pouring out in a stream. So I feel like I'm going to call that good. I do have a new drain plug gasket. I have my torque wrench set for 12 foot-pounds. Now we're at 40C, which is right in the middle of the range. So I feel like we're good on that. Now all I need to do is put the belly pan back on and we're done. So there you go, they're servicing the transmission fluid. At least in a 2012 Touareg TDI, it should be the same for any Touareg with the Asan 8-speed transmission, Audi Q7, Porsche Cayenne. Pretty much fill it up and let the fluid out until it stops dripping like that or slows down dripping. Put the plug in, torque it, and you're good to go. Maybe somebody in the comments can enlighten me how to get the rest of the fluid out of these Ravenol bottles. I did discover you could pop it up, squeeze it all out, and then sometimes you could knock the nozzle down into the bottom and it would open this up and you could dump the rest of it out. A couple of them I wasn't able to, but I got enough in. I'm not sure what I would ever do with that much anyway, but it does kind of seem like a rip. Anyway, thanks for watching.